Next.
Unfortunately, I'm not running for president. But energy is just one of the many issues I believe the next president will have to deal with. No? But definitely the energy sector through the Department of Energy will raise the many issues in the sector to be on top of the agenda. If you're making a selection, I have not made up yet your selection for senators and congressmen. Check on who would have a good platform or what they intend to do in the energy sector to help us.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. Next question. Last 2-3 questions. Just a comment. Okay.
Just for everybody, even media, etc., and also for David. David, you always not always, but I heard you mention in the correct, I don't know. Please don't use waste as a term. Agricultural waste, it is not a waste. Animal waste is not a waste. The clean air law is really banning the incineration of waste. So please, together with the DOST, we are now looking into it as residue. So please look at, maybe we can use in media and everything, residual biomass. These are residues. These are byproducts. There's not yet waste. Okay? So please, because if you say waste, then there's nothing more to use for it.
Anybody else?
On the problem of power supply, I think the energy sector will really look at it seriously and more deeper, because the factors that have led to this some of the power shortfalls have to be solved, definitely by the new administration. And I think even the Department of Energy and the energy family has already some items on our list to really help out solve the problem. But of course, within the limits, like in case of MPC, definitely, while we have certain ideas, these ideas may not be proper for us to implement, but somebody has to implement it. So we just have to cooperate and make sure that we will help out to the best of our ability to, help alleviate the power situation. It's real, and it's now happening in Mindanao. So definitely there would be solutions that will be coming. But in case of Mindanao, by July, I think we're back to normal. But of course, that has given us some insights on what are the things that are expected in the future. So we must be able to prepare for that.
Anybody else? None. Okay.
Just quickly, I'd like
One last question? Yeah.
Just like to echo really what Bert Gallison said and what our leader today has referred to. Other factors that led to supply problems, regulatory uncertainties, timing and reasonableness of approvals, bureaucratic delays, securing permits and clearances, social acceptability, creditworthiness of off-takers, peace and order situation. Doesn't sound like it's a bad mandate for a new administration to address, at least in the first issues. And that says from your presentation. Thank you.
Well, that was one last question.
Good afternoon, I am Marcos Aglugub of UPC Asia Wind Management. These are not actually questions, but this is an observation addressed to Mr. Yong Ping Zai regarding the validity of these statements, and also a suggestion to Director Jess Tama. For Mr. Yong Ping Zai, you're correct, sir. NGC is very much needed in the long-term development plan of the country. Unfortunately, sir, if we look at the transmission line development plan and the scheduling, and because I am from a renewable energy company, sadly also a side-specific energy, which is wind, there's a disconnect with regards to the transmission line development plan and its schedule, and also with the areas that are rich in renewable energy, such as wind. For example, in wind, the schedule of the transmission and development plan for the transmission, because there's no transmission line to speak of after Lawag, and that is 100 kilometers up to our side. So we have to build that. So if we wait for the NGCP to construct it, it's a minimum of 5 years, which will make Ilocos Norte sleep for 5 years without any new power generation. So you're correct in that point, sir. Also, in your second point, with regards to your with the government, the government is better off just helping the creditworthiness of DUs or ECs. With regards to renewable energy, sir, I think that statement won't be valid because of the feed-in tariff system. Yes, but of course, that statement is still valid in the big picture because of the penetration rate of renewable energy, which is very small. So those are my observations. For Director Jess Tamang, this is just a suggestion, sir. Since you're already pinpointing some provisions of the EPIRA that we would like to amend, is it possible, sir, for us, for the transmission, regarding the transmission lines, specifically, sir, if the DUs are given, can generate 50% of what they sell, can also generation companies be given leeways regarding transmission line? Or if you think about it, the situation here is that we can only construct point-to-point connection, GenCos. And if it becomes competitive, NGCP has to take over it. But the taking over of NGCP is still based on the transmission line development plan. So if you think about it, for example, wind in Ilocos Norte, that is wind is a resource that is very much present in a lot of areas in Ilocos Norte. And there are a lot of developers, not just us. There's EDC, there's Energy Logics, Energy of Secretary Vince Perez. So do you mean to say, sir, that all of us will construct our own transmission line? So that will be a big problem. So just thank you.
Yes, that's part of development. Unless you choose your senator or congressman. Yes, you want to answer that?
No, just a comment on
yes, go ahead.
On the transmission, you're suggesting that generation and transmission be back to an integrated one, similar.
Not just some.
Yeah, because I think if you're talking of the transmission, it's a natural monopoly, and if there's already a line existing, having another line is an inefficient system with regards to transmission. Yun lang, just to clarify.
Visible.
It's a natural monopoly.
Yeah, but the existing line is privately owned at the moment. This question has been raised by us in the private sector before.